Abuja for LT for a movie via Aquaba Shonko so at the Abagana Politics Avenue. So, Usum Fugur about politics, there are more money or be any and Kebi or be any and Chibi. And then your political highway is on the air, semi any as one put a year from Pom, Boating, and then your whole Tamakloe. I name or no, or Maba Ababe Cassim, no much in Sembia, you as if him, na Otienswa, Pusha for. Was wedding and the whole Tamakloe they were going all out. Achim said, Mohammed Ali Bawumia, a Flagbearer, a about to uncle way, so you will be a Baba standing president at the Yama NPP. No, in remove any bribe, or the man, the constituency for not any bribe get to Accra. Ultimately 20,000, not the money per co. Ultimately 20,000, not the money per co. 2,000, not the money per co. Just Ochis Kankasa, just to win a year. Flagbearer for NPP, not the best standing president. No, Cybersan who say Flagbearer and Po Enna Oma bribe say Opesa Obokron say na president to do obisi so there and obey. And the Attorney General and no Omako a remove Attorney General and no Matana say Supreme Court and no more the assembly Elko Aquacusu. Supreme Court no the assembly Elko Aquacujina no much say and about one. Yen Ketwasa ye be for Flagbearer ye bim I can say Bubuja Sunny Bear Obi empty NCC and also Obi Emfani Sika or one embullion Konani Pan MB Omopem no Omofa and Sarden. Attorney General as I say what him so what I say said the company or no Nanijan. I know Ghana Politics Avenue so share Jumediano like it. Subscribe to the channel notification bell on the down fast also send a political trending news there ko and the babyano Ghana politics Japanese said about Bremo Yabisha for any for and then break and quite say me for BBNC my crowd
yeah kotwa ba koyi presidential candidate yeah kwa koyi executives I was set every single member our party book mu or your registered member otiani dues no everybody should get the opportunity to vote. Now, Adentina Sadia we am penifo me we dey Supreme Court no nyansa wom. Ni nyina ne say, Omo will serve for a very long time. Omo the politics echi ye. Nya wo Tamakloe is almost 90 years. Professor Frimpong Boateng also okọ n'anim pa. Omo the politics echi hu say, sesia no your politics no de okuta sika e na otumi win primaries. De okuta sika e na otumi gi eje den Flagbearer. Enti sesia no omo pese party ni bia de di wo party kratam. Or your card bearing member, or your good otiani dues or good standing no, and also sa party no any opportunity to vote. Now all that they are trying to do, and they say monetization in our politics also we free ho, because this is a conversation that we have had it over and over. Argentina politicians, ye kotoa ba party ma Nansen MPP to abeya me koye a delegate behind the scenes delegate Mahmoud Bawumia sika otiaye. Sika otua ye sika Mahmoud Bawumia etua di wi election nim sankanya sika delegate a omusa ana nka omu nyina to aba e party mu a anka Canada Japan win elections no enti de eye mpanifo mienu we di court ne say eye Supreme Court eye court kese a wo Ghana no omu ntwa saa de nim sene be ya from ende ye koto aba akoyi edien Flagbearer or party biamu national executives e wo se party ni bia oye MPP ni okuta card otiane dues no also to be so your NDC for so also be okuta card otiane to ni diwo party nwuma mu no also to be saa de we wa wo betia no na ye bonsam na ye kromfo ya te say Attorney General of Ghana say we de nyansa wom we de ebeboa ma Ghana monetization in our elections no ye betumi eye free wo inti Attorney General of Ghana say ofoaso parties omo Ghana ni nyina obi afoaso MPP for nkwa so omo mfoaso adentra Inkwasi mani so mumfuaso. Busa se adentra. It is because it is a party a siketia ene krono enomdi yi omupenifo. Now, sadie we ya mpenifo we ka say e was Supreme Court eboa emani bemu no. E ho faso ni bi na mebe ka kire wo no. He. Your MPs bi o parliament. Omutirimu no. Oh, me de menhia South na me wo. Manye adwuma kura mpo a menhia South nko ade de hia ne say election time na mato emo na mato gele na mato edien bofro nkwan omamo wo beto amame right now no what is going to happen and they say so obeti menhia South na adwene say menhia South for no omya nkwasiafo na delegate kakra na wo na onya omu sika obeti meji power right now ye biem Enti say uwo Menchia South. Now first no nipa 700 and now 30 per the tuaba as delegates. Now we are going to have 700 people vote. That means say we are going to limit the influence of money in our elections, internal elections, party elections. It is going to help us to be able to do what? Select people on merit. Ye be yin konfo a almost send omo fata na enya akronfo mkute sika. It is a study your parliamentarians bebre wo MPP mu e parliament party no mu no omni some constituency no there. The moment you win the primaries, automatically you win the seat. Now they have been able to suppress Nipebi by electing a few people. So when we are delegates into Oba Menchia South, Oba Bantima, delegates yes, 65. Interchange Buachi say Oba, the delegate yes 300. Okay, me budgeti obia 20,000 Ghana. Ana emo bag bako, Gary Konko bako. Between the moment me wini. Now, if we open it up, now obia oye MPP ni bia eto saba ni bia. Asensu Buachi cannot pay 3,000 people. 30,000 people and say metia obia 2,000 Ghana. Asensu Buachi cannot do it. The same as Menchia South MP cannot do it. The same as some MPs be more some other political parties. This will get rid of that monetization. Abe say your politics. And nuntina Canada Japan. Me amen call for MPP mun yebu ofunu if say Mahmudu Bawumia wiya sika gu ho e na odi wini elections na omo ye nanse no because obia hu say election no MPP for do no mo Canada Japan. But now Mahmoud Bawumia and then call for a US security on election day, no, they were able to calculate delegates, no. It's not about Bawumia and say, or can't get delegates to be a free baby, but no Mobuska, or can't delegate on free Ashanti region, no Chamusika tour, or can't delegate on free Bonga half region, no Cheska tour. Into the man with the money is the man with the power, and that is what these two gentlemen plus the other person they are trying to stop, and I support this 100%. Every Ghana Nibia Uniminyansa opesa Ghana your politics. Because if this is accepted by the Supreme Court, your politics in the best. Now we will get people who are independent winning parliamentary seats in constituencies. That is what is going to happen. We are going to get people we see as underdogs coming into an election and without any delegate to be a free party to win an election, because now you will need billions of dollars to be able to win an election in Ghana. Say yeah internal election crowd MPP mu ana NDC mu now so okay media me NDC MP awuna memu na eto maame for sunu eto maame aha de seat obi anim say NDC dia. No. Now what is going to happen is so your MP you need to deliver. Because if you don't work and you tell yourself, say, oh, I had the seat, delegates no ultimately and depending on just a few people. You have to work to please every single person in the party. And sending your elections, no. Into this one there, the party be about say, oh, where they and so na party for party. So far, the Attorney General Srimsai wrote something on Facebook showing the Attorney General Ayenini and Srimsai and his boss, the government lawyer is in support of this. It means that the Attorney General is in support of the fight against corruption in our politics. I was so happy when I heard the Attorney General supporting this, because you see, it shows to say Ayenini and the deputy Srimsai, they want to fight corruption in our politics, and this is the right way to go. Because on a normal day, you will see a government. If this government was a corrupt government, and as a president in a corrupter, the president, and then buying because even though the Attorney General at the end of the day is not working directly for the president or working directly for the party, the Attorney General is supposed to represent the government. But we all know what corrupt Attorney Generals like Damemwaye, because Damemo as say our judicial service, it is so difficult to even trust honorable people who are doing their job diligently. But Ayeni and then the deputy, they have shown to say their interest in Ghana for interest. Into the Attorney General says, we are in support. The NDC as a political party, they have released a statement that they are in full support of this their action. They want that to be done. The NDC wants every single person to be part of the internal elections. They can elect credible people, not based on their money they are holding, not based on who they know, but based on the party, the whole party's their decision and how competent they are. You see, this is one thing I say to me support it. Now, Supreme Court so who say here now omomane say juma. Our politics will change positively. Everything will be in its place. Now, let me tell you something. This idea we now is simple sano. What he's going to do in the say right now, Obian to be sorry and say me a powerful MP of Ghana. Obian to me sorry can say, oh, media na me ke Kufuado ho, enti chianechi, I have to succeed the Kufuado. Obian to me can say, media party I can control the delegates. Right now, nobody will have control over party elections. And when I say nobody will have control, I am talking about nobody can say, go and bring the Ashanti region delegate. Now, from them, na nipa 30, nipa 50, nipa 150, or more musika. Nobody can do that because the party is big. Now, some people have made an argument or making some arguments to say, oh, when that happens, a man for be infiltrate omo party album. Na nipa bi a onye NDs MPP ni wabeto aba abra omo, and there's a party be to be ho. Emma obi to me omo album ana party mu dimu etumi beto aba abra onye party that party needs to stop existing because then the party is not ready to be called a political party. Omo ye argument say, oh, na you see ade biema nipa bia betumi ewia no ho aba MPP mu abeto aba etia nipa bia mo pe, then it means your party is not a political party. The structures don't work. You don't have people who are manning the party, the number of people in there. You don't have people who are checking the data. You yourself, you don't even know your members. So how can you call yourself a political party? That argument is the most stupid argument I've ever heard. Because we believe, say, there are people who are in charge of the party album, the party, the data, who are paying their dues, who registered when. So how can you go into an election telling me, say you BM say MPP ni bian twaba, over Timaka say omube room. Then how did you arrive at that message? Say nipa 2 million MPP for one to man to Bawumia na Mahama wini. If the MPP is making such an argument, we want to ask them, then how did you people arrive to say, nipa 2 million MPP supporters could not vote, and Nitina Mahama winning 57%? Then it means that argument was a lie. Because from what you are saying, you don't even have a data of your party, the number of party in the MPP. So if the MPP stands anywhere else and says they don't agree with this idea because nipa bi be wi omo ho a omo ye NDC for no ma beto aba ni bi no ma say aba no ma to atia nipa bi omo mpe. The question here is, do you know the number of your party members? Do you have a data of your party members? Can you show us the number of people who are in your party? Because if you're making this argument, then the argument that nipa 2 million from the MPP did not vote in 2024, no, that argument falls flat. Because you cannot prove whether those people are your party members or not. So for the MPP to even make a statement, say, your party, no, your BM, na obia betwaba, ye who do your MPP need your MPP niya. Now it's a party, no, it's not a party anybody should trust. So the argument they are making does not make any sense. They are stupid. Omo ya kromfo. Omo election bia sika and nobody omo elections. Sika die ni sika wia, sika tuatua. They are very corrupt. Omo bon die. And come to the South Central and from Abna who bon die. That is the MPP. Chrono shomo to ma. Me say chrono e bon omo. San come to South Central so and from Efia who bon die, ana adwa who bon die. Every single thing is about money. Yanko yesikama way, ye enu bi no ya with power no Bawumia. Everybody knew, every single person in Ghana knew, say Kennedy was the favorite MPP for Epe because na MPP for do him say Kennedy nimnyansa chen Bawumia. But you know what happened? At the end of the day, Mahamudu Bawumia and the team, they stole a lot of money and gave it to delegates because they can manipulate the delegates. Right now, the reason why the NPP does not want this to happen, and they say, in their next election, they cannot manipulate the delegates. They don't have that much money to pay every single member. And I believe this is the biggest step we are taking in our politics in Ghana as a nation or in our elections. We need to start from the basics. Now, Tamakloe and from Paul Boateng, this case from the Cotton, it is the best case I see in Ghana's history because every day, Biano, we are having conversation about trying to take money out of our elections, trying to take money out of our politics. Now, this is the time we are starting to understand. Say, you take a step where sa sikana aji a politics afano, sa sikana it will not have that impact or that role or that pace. It take here yen to me and run the election in our political parties respectively, in a way, you to me ni papa party no so. 81. Sadia way ebeboa. Nobody can call themselves say sa area where media me MP was South Central, me MP or Menchia South. I had the Ayotuvo constituency. Ye the appointed crisis so me win oboa. Ye biem ema MPP ni bia to abani. You cannot win the primaries. Inti, what is going to do is say ebema MP4 abom humodin because you see from 2017 to 2024 nipa be 47 ena omufra santimemu a omukọ parliament omo nyina call parliament no omo ka kire asantifo say ye de mode hye ne ye jimi won kran kura mo beto amaye, and it's true, we saw it from 2017 2020. Even though they didn't do anything, no, they voted for them because time omo ye primaries to go and contest in the general elections, no, the MPs no more parliament, no more sika, omo counted the delegates, no, omo we sika. Now you see, ade we are papa for me anyway, court no, the say it is also going to take that corruption that you see, most of our MPs are forced to be corrupt. They are forced to steal. They are forced to do things they are not supposed to do because say election ni bedu ama omo asako primary sir, they are forced to steal. Because now I bet to say we sika na to me kind delegates no na mo musika. Right now what this thing will do in the say it does not matter the amount of money you steal, you will still have to deliver to be able to please every NPP member. What is going to happen? And I say, Sa Kronona, ya forcema MPs are involved in corruption, especially when it's getting close to their elections. You know, that corruption is going to go down. Sikaria no beko form because right now, no, some person you need to steal money to pay every single member of the party before you can win your primaries, and nobody can have that amount of money. We are even at the end of the day taking that corruption part from our MPs. In the party, Obeka say, I don't support this, then it is a party that is full of corruption. A party, and at this point, I expect Mahmoud Bawumia to make a statement that he's in support of this decision. On one party for a court for this. I want to see Bawumia speak and support this. But Mahmoud Bawumia is a thief. He's a thief and he cannot support it because the party he's leading, most of them are thieves. They are criminals. Why is Bawumia quiet on this matter? Why is Bawumia, who wants to come and lead the party, who wants to come and lead Ghana, who says he wants to fight corruption, why is Bawumia not championing this? Why is Mahmoud Bawumia not making a public statement and supporting this decision? Because we want to take the monocracy or monetocracy out of our politics. We want to stop people from being corrupt. We want to stop this kind of choosing people who don't deserve to lead. Why is Bawumia not interested in this? Why hasn't he spoken on this? Because we're Chrome 4. Because what he's doing now and he say, oh yes, selective. Right now, no one say, Omo primary sir, omo no constituency tokwesi because Bawumia are picking MPs. Bawumia is picking his MPs. So they are relegating people. Omo yin for free albonim and then aman for one for second nipa for ni awo second in the MPP. If we want Bawumia to speak, what does he think about this? What is his position on this? Does he believe in this? Does he think this is going to help? What does he think about this? What is his opinion? Why no one said double or so this is the real conversation we want him to have with us. Since he's a Flagbearer of the MPP, he's not granting any interview on economy, interview on any sector. Or why was saying NDC is taking our project? Project Ben why? What project have you done? Now your project and come from printing shirt and share. Mahmoud Bawumia sanka why a project and come from Pamontuma or Yereno and from Bim Pam Dross and Shishan Anti-Group. What's the MPP road project? Now, what's the na wo a project or Ghana? En kwasi akeka ne Jimmy Kasa ena entwini di achire ya MPP for ya ntiasie ya power 2028 infui. Let Bawumia speak on this matter. Does he believe in this? Does he believe this can stop the monetocracy in our politics? What does he think? Ofui why say double akosha them Mami Musan questions. Today, an economist has turned into a digitalization messenger. The foolishness of the MPP person. So this is the best thing happened to Ghana. So we are asking the Munafiki and his wife, they should come out and speak on this. We want the Munafiki to share his opinion on this matter because these are MPP stewards. These are people from the NPP and we support this. We support this. Ya pesi ya stop sika die any chronona more MPP for more MP3B. This is not
na me on show bibia ojibre ehujumedi we bedrum pempe so idan da se na ye no so fugol ye na yakofa de monte da e de bremo ye na yakofa de monte da e de besom ana me di musi like jumedi and share subscribe to the channel se na we political trending news we etoma also onsa e bituma kebi na na e jumedi we abo yankopon famusia makrobia na me shira peace out.